Good evening to you all. My name is Mas Abubakar Jino Mohammed. I'm to take you med-surg, and the course code is GNS 311. Under the med-surg, I'm to take you hematological disorders. Firstly, you need to know more. We need to discuss the overview of anatomy and physiology of the blood and the blood cell. We need to discuss about that. The blood is a fluid connective tissue. It circulates continuously around the body, which allow constant communication between tissue distance from each other. The blood also contains some nutrients which helps in transportation, and the blood itself, the blood help in blood circulation, and the blood is a special type of fluid connective tissue which is derived from mesoderm. The average woman has about 5 liters of blood, and the average blood volume is about 4 to 6 liters. It carries vital substances to all parts of the body system. The blood is the only fluid tissue, and the blood is a complex connective tissue in which living cells form elements are suspended in the non-living tissue, non-living fluid called plasma. The properties of blood. The properties of blood: we have color, we have mass, we have pH, we have taste, we have temperature, and we also have volume. The color of the blood is bright red in artery and dark red in vein. I will still come again. I said the color of the blood is bright red in artery and dark red in vein. And then the mass. The mass of the blood is about 8% of the body mass. And then the pH of blood. The pH of blood is slightly alkaline pH, which is about 7.35 to 7.45. The taste of blood is salty. That is, the taste of the blood is salty. And then the temperature of the blood now is 38 degree, and in Fahrenheit is 100.4 Fahrenheit. Then the volume of the blood is about 5 to 6 liters in human body. Now the composition of blood. We have two composition of blood, which we have the plasma, and we also have the secondly. Number one, we have plasma, and secondly, we have the blood cell. The plasma has about 55%, and it contains some fluid matrix of water, comma, salts and protein and etc. And then the blood cell. The blood cell is about 45%. Now, if you had 55% of the plasma and you also had 45% of the blood cell, we will arrive at 100%. Because 55% plus 45% is 100%. Now, we are to discuss the blood cell. The blood cell, we have some types of blood cell. We have the red blood cell, the white blood cell, and the platelets. There are 3 types. I will still come again. I said we have the red blood cell, the white blood cell, and then lastly we have platelets. Now let's take them one after the other to discuss. The red blood cell, the acronym of the red blood cell is RBC. By the time you see RBC, RBC stands for red blood cell. The red blood cell is about 5.6 millions of red blood cells per ml of the blood. The red blood cell contains hemoglobin, which transports oxygen and carbon dioxide. Then the secondly, which is the white blood cell. The white blood cell, it is also types of the blood cell, and WBC stands for white blood cell. The white blood cell, it has about 5,000 to 10,000 white blood cells per ml of the blood in human body. In case of some objective questions, nursing cancer objective questions, that is the reason why I'm giving you all these myths that you need to know. I said the white blood cell, it have about 5,000 to 1,000 ml of the blood, and it also helps to fight against microorganisms. Then they also play an essential role in immunity and defense mechanisms. This includes the lymphocytes, the macrophages, and then the granulocyte. If they say lymphocyte, we have them of 2 types. We have the T cells and then the B cells. And then the macrophages. In bracket, we refer it as phagocytes. And then the granulocytes, it is further subdivided into 3, which is the granulocyte, which we have the neutrophil, the basophil, and eosinophil. Then the third composition of blood, which is platelets. Platelets, it is also known as thrombocytes. Platelet, it is also known as thrombocyte, and is a cellular fragment which have about 250,000 250,000 to 400,000 ml of blood, which helps in blood clotting. The plasma is a pale yellow colored liquid component of blood that hold the cellular element of blood in suspension. I said plasma is a pale yellow colored liquid component of a blood that hold the cellular element of blood in suspension. Now the component of plasma. In plasma, in water, plasma in water is about 90%, and then the 1,000 other substances in plasma is as follows: the salts, which is the electrolyte, the nutrients, the gases, the hormones, the plasma protein, virus, waste, and product of cell metabolism. Now the plasma protein constitutes about 7 to 9% of plasma, which provide the cold osmotic pressure needed to draw H2O from interstitial fluid to capillaries. Then this plasma protein, it maintains blood pressure. And and then it maintains osmotic blood pressure, and then it helps in blood clotting, and it fights against microorganisms. The plasma constitutes about 7 to 8%. And then we have 3 types of plasma protein. Number 1, we have albumin. Number 2, we have globulin. And number 3, we have fibrinogen. If they said fibrinogen, if they said albumin account for 60 to 80 plasma protein made up by the liver, which creates cold osmotic pressure that draw water from interstitial fluid into capillary to maintain blood volume and blood pressure. You know, in human body, if we are to discuss the maintenance of the of the blood pressure, the organ secreted is kidney. Then the kidney later act on renin. Then the renin act on angiotensinogen. This angiotensinogen is later, the angiotensinogen will now act on angiotensin 1. Then the angiotensin 1 will now act on angiotensin 2. Then from there, ADH now take place, and that is how the process of what is the blood pressure occur. Now, concerning that is that regarding the albumin. Now the number 2, which is the globulin. Globulin carried lipids to the various parts of the human body. And this globulin we are referring to, I said it carried lipids to different parts of the systems. And then the globulin is subdivided into three, which will have the alpha globulin, the beta globulin, and then the gamma globulin. The alpha globulin transport lipid and fat-soluble vitamin, and then the beta globulin, it transport lipid and fat-soluble vitamin. And lastly, which is the gamma globulin. The gamma globulin help to fight against microorganisms, and it also helps to build immune system. The gamma globulin, as I said before, they are antibodies. And then the fibrinogen constitutes about 4% of plasma protein. Important clotting factor convert into fibrin during clotting process. During clotting process. The next one, which is where we discuss albumin. We also discussed the, what is it called? The globulin, and then the fibrinogen now. The fibrinogen, it constitutes about 4% of plasma protein, which help in blood clotting levels. Now, our beautiful students, I would like to stop at this junction. In our next class, we'll continue. I wish you the very best of luck in life, and I wish you the very best of luck in your various places you have. Thank you, and God bless.